Anti-vaxxers accidentally fund a study showing no link between autism and vaccines. Flat earthers. First time. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be looking yet again at vaxxhappened. But, and this is a big but, the biggest of booty butts. This is the last vaxxhappened video I am going to do at least for quite a long time. Unless something big comes up, like another surge of anti-vaxxers bring back another extinct disease, or something like that comes up. Anti-vaxxers are starting to become a bit of a dead meme in my eyes. They're just not as funny as it was at the start. It's losing its edge to me. So this is going to be the last video I do on the subject. So I'm going to make it a great one, so I hope you all enjoy this video. Let's get into it. Sadly, my own family, every last one, thinks I'm a crazy person for knowing vaccinations are inherently evil. It's lonely to be intelligent. Whoa! We've even got a crossover between r/I am very smart and vaxxhappened. Dude, that's crazy. Second post in the video and we've already got a crossover. Anti-vaxxer. Hitler supported vaccines. Me. Do you drink water? So did Hitler. It's true. Also, right, I'm gonna throw some logic out there right now. Hitler supported vaccines. And do you want to know why that is? It's because Hitler wanted Germans to be the strongest they possibly could. He believed in the Aryan race, so he wanted to make the Aryan race as strong as they could possibly be. So using vaccines so they don't all die from disease is only logical. Thanks for this. Heartbreaking to realize how in the USA we have an active, aggressive anti-vax lobby and misinformation campaign seeking to discredit the HPV vaccine and deliberately endanger the lives of girls/women just so they can monetize the internet or threaten fake lawsuits. My mother died from cervical cancer. Today I visited her grave at Arlington National Cemetery so I could share a picture of her grandson who she never met. Were HPV vaccine around when she was a girl, she'd be alive. Where's your tears and heartfelt posts for all the people who have died or have been injured by the HPV vaccine? You don't just say that to someone who is literally mourning the death of a loved one from a now preventable illness which wasn't preventable when they died. That's just... Read the room. Scientists genetically engineer mosquitoes to spread vaccines instead of malaria. Anti-vaxxers. You weren't supposed to do that. Excuse my awful Trump impression, but I do find that quite funny. And if they did that, if they actually, made mosquitoes useful, I think that would be great. If you wanna be my mom friend, you gotta vaccinate your kids. Oh, and someone replied with, if you wanna be my mom friend, you gotta think for yourself. You know what's funny? Here's another logic bomb. Anti-vaxxers. You think that you're the ones thinking for yourselves. Are you, or are you not, blindly following someone else's agenda against vaccines? Everything that you use to oppose vaccines is something that you have seen on the internet and have not had scientifically proven by anyone of authority. You thinking for yourself is actually just you regurgitating someone else's words that you saw online. You are not thinking for yourself. No. We are not known as anti-vaxxers. We are labeled anti-vaxxers, in much the same way Jews are labeled as kikes. It is demeaning and derisive. So what would you rather... First of all, what would you rather be known as? Second of all, why are all of the anti-vax activist groups on Facebook called anti-vax activist groups? You call yourselves that. It's not just us calling you that. And just what would you rather be called? Because you're anti-vaccination. There isn't another name for it, and it's not derisive or insulting or demeaning, because it's just a title for what you are opposing. How is that insulting? I don't know, that's like saying a woman's rights activist isn't called a woman's rights activist. That's insulting and demeaning and derisive, because that's not who she is. But that's exactly who she is. And you know what? Women's rights are a good movement, unlike anti-vaxxers. They say it is genetics, but we don't see any old folks' homes with autistic people. Just saying. Per CDC 2018, 1 in 59 kids are now diagnosed with ASD, autism spectrum disorder, and no one is questioning why. I believe it is predicted to be 1 in 32. Stop believing it's genetics. If it were truly genetics, we would see it in the older generation as well. This one physically hurts to read. Old people do have autism. And you want to know why there are so many more kids diagnosed with autism than there were kids diagnosed with autism in the older generations? It's because we are so much more advanced in identifying it, right? Here, I'll give you another correlation, right? Vaccinations have increased over the last generations, and so has autism. The usage of aeroplanes has increased indefinitely in the last hundreds of years, and so has known cases of autism. In the past couple of hundred years, the usage of cars has gone way up, and so has autism. Now, do you understand that correlation does not equal cause? Autism has always been around, and it has always been an issue. It just so happens that in the past, they weren't called autistic. They were just called rude names.
You will never mentor my kids there.
I'll be praying for vaccine-injured children at the chapel.
One thing you succeed in is making more families in your church turn their backs on vaccines. So, thank you.
I can't win this. So much I want to say. He goes to my church, and he is really starting to some mums off who have vaccine-injured children.
Kid's gonna get cancer soon. Just watch and wait.
Bought by Bill Gates, it seems. I hate that kid. So, for context, a guy got his kid vaccinated, and this is his church's Facebook page or something. This is the community that his church has. They're all anti-vax, and they're all really, really unchristian. I mean, they're all like really aggressively rude and violent towards him. Like, even if his kids were to get vaccine injured, which is nearly impossible given the statistics of it happening, they shouldn't be hoping for that. They should be hoping it doesn't happen. Also, bought by Bill Gates. What does Bill Gates have to do with vaccinations? He owns Microsoft, not the government. I am a nurse, and I would never inject anyone without their permission. This nurse should lose her license. Absolutely sickening. Oh, we ninjas don't get specimens. We vaccinate innocent children when their parents' heads are turned. Lol, I don't know, some of those specimen gatherers were pretty ninja-like, lol. Ninja nurse.
So can she be reported?
We have another subreddit crossover here, it seems. Today, in subreddit crossovers, we have r/vaxxhappened and r/whoosh, because this person is clearly being satirical and they just don't get it. They think that this nurse actually stabs people with needles when their parents aren't looking. And to finish it all off, the final post to give everybody to finish this anti-vax saga on my channel.
Stop complaining about your life. There are people literally living in California and New York. Imagine losing your medical freedom and parental rights because of f***ing rash that hasn't even killed anyone. Now welcome to our lives.
A rash that hasn't killed anyone, you say? Well, let's go to Google, shall we? In populations with high levels of malnutrition and a lack of adequate healthcare, mortality can be as high as 10%. In cases with complications, the rate may rise to 20 to 30%. In 2012, the number of deaths due to measles was 78% lower than in 2000 due to increased rates of immunization among UN member states. So, people have died due to measles, and it wasn't uncommon. But less people have died in the last 10 to 20 years. A lot less people have died. And you know why that is? Because they were using vaccines. And that's how I'm gonna wrap this video up. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate you guys watching my videos. It really means a lot to me. I have a Patreon down below if you want to support my content. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.